morning. Welcome to the PowerPoint podcast. The topic for today revolves around God's splendor and how He comes through for us from the time we're born till we get old and die.
You mean like Abraham, Sarah, Moses, and Jonah?
Exactly. We've got an email from a subscriber this morning. Let's see what it says. It says here, Hi, my name is Helen. My grandmother told me some interesting things about a conversation my grandfather Job had with God.
Job? As in, the guy that lost everything and
Struggled
went
a
through
lot.
so much turmoil and despair?
Yes,
Wow.
exactly that
This
one.
is exclusive. Let's
Yes,
keep
it is.
reading.
Okay, it says, there were a lot of mind-boggling questions God asked my
Like
grandfather.
what?
Have you ever given orders to the morning? Really?
Orders to the morning.
Have you
Wow.
ever given orders to the morning? Say like, okay, morning, it's time for you to rise.
Yeah, or morning. It's time for you to be morning.
For real.
Wow.
Or shown it's the dawn its place.
Wow.
Like it's like you're saying, okay, dawn, that's where you need to be right there.
Exactly.
And can you bring forth the constellations in their seasons?
That is true. Certain stars know when it's spring, certain stars know when it's summer, and just the same as fall and winter.
Just their time to shine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's deep.
That is very deep. Okay, he's saying that his question is, why would God ask such challenging questions to his grandfather Job? Why would God do that?
Well, from what I studied here, about your great grandfather, is that he felt like he was, too righteous, or that his life was impeccable for it to not have any despair or any turmoil or anything bad happen to him.
Wow. So in other words, that Job is saying that he should not have gone through any type of trials at all. No.
Yeah, because he was a righteous man, and he was a man that, he went through, all the things that he's done, and he was kind of confused as why would something like this happen to me. I mean, I've been faithful all of my life, and I understand where he's coming from.
Right. And I guess he's saying to, he lost his wealth, he lost his children.
Exactly.
I mean,
everything.
He lost everything. So wow. Ooh, so Job was he was feeling really down. He was probably wondering, where's God at?
I know, exactly.
Sometimes we forget that God is in control, and it's because of sin why pain and suffering still exist. Despair doesn't show favoritism and only target certain people. Terrible things happen to everyone.
That is true. That
true.
is. God really does. He always shows up. I mean, look at what he did for Daniel in the lions then. What he did for Jonah in the belly of the whale.
Wow.
Also what he did for those 3 Hebrew boys in the fiery furnace.
People
saw them for themselves.
That's true. That's my favorite Bible story. I mean, God didn't send anybody to save the 3 Hebrew boys. He showed up himself.
Exactly.
There's
awesome.
Awesome.
Countless other examples in the Bible that show that.
My favorite is Jonah's. He went through a fishy situation, if you ask me.
Yes, that was a very fishy situation.
Right.
Wow. So God was basically trying to remind Job of who he was and what he can do. It was a way, I guess, to humble him and to reassure him that, hey, I am God.
Right.
Yes, you're going through your trials, but remember who I am. And remember that communication and that, I guess, that relationship that Job had with God. Even though that it was going on, God was trying to let him know that, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm still here.
With that being said, let's read this Bible verse here that's taken from Isaiah. What is it, 46?
Yes, Isaiah 46,
verse
4.
4. All right. Even to your old age I am he, and even to gray hairs I will carry you. I have made, and I will bear. Even I will carry, and will deliver you. Wow. That's a very good verse. It's telling you that, from the time, like we said earlier, from the time you're born to the time you get old, God is going to be with you, and he's going to be with your families, and, no matter what happens. So
right.
That's a best friend for life.
It is
He is. You know, who wakes you up in the morning?
true. Exactly.
It's all
The
God.
the alarm clock does not wake you up in
I
the
mean,
morning.
God set up the body to where it functions where you can detect when it's daytime, when it's time for you to actually wake up. Called your what is it? The chronological clock.
Or
What is it? The biological
But
maybe
spiritual
circadian rhythm.
miracle kind of circadian rhythm. That's
that's
what it
what it
is. There we
is.
go.
See, God is so
Exactly.
awesome.
Right.
How look how he made us, our bodies. I mean, how I mean, how does our skin not fall off? I mean, how does the
Indeed.
tissue stay in place? How does the heart beat? How does
Mm-hmm.
the heart know? Well, hey, you have to keep beating. I
Yeah.
mean,
Exactly. That is
how,
true.
God is awesome.
He came up with all those functions to keep us alive.
Did
And didn't miss a part either.
No, he didn't.
Wow.
He did not miss a part.
That tells us he has everything planned out. So Job just needed to trust God.
That's right. We're going to go through stuff, especially if we say that we love God and we want to do His will. We're going to go through stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But what we need to remember is that if God gives us a task, He's going to give us what we need to go through it.
Exactly.
So let's remember it. Let's remember that, whether it be schoolwork, an exam,
Mm-hmm.
even playing sports. And even for our parents, our jobs. Look at what we're going through right now.
Oh yeah.
But we're
Definitely.
going to still give God praise because He's going to take care of us and He's going to work whatever needs to be worked out. He's
We're
going
gonna
to
come
make
out of
sure,
it.
exactly, He's going to make sure that our families are provided for. He's going to make sure that we're well. We have to remember to ask God to put that hedge of protection around us. The Lord said that I'll never leave you nor forsake you.
And he means it.
So let us continue to trust Him. And one of the things that I know I do when I'm going through trials or whatever, I will start to remember the things that God has brought me through. And I always feel so much better because it shows me that He is always there and always has been there.
That's a good technique.
Yes. So let's remember God's promises that He made to us. When God makes a promise, He will keep it. So let us not be fearful and let us not worry, but let us trust and know that God will give us the strength to endure. He will give us the strength to stand. He will
Mm-hmm.
give us the strength to speak. He will even give us the strength to be quiet. So let us not worry. Let us trust and know that God will see us through. All right, guys, this brings us to the end of our PowerPoint podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see you next time. And remember, God is awesome.